Hello beautiful, welcome to my channel. In this video I will show you my journey from Italy back to Florida. I am from Italy and I moved to Florida about almost 10 years ago. So I was 16 and I've been in Florida since. I would just go visit my dad. He stayed in Italy. I'll go visit him like once a year, usually for a month or sometimes 2 weeks, depends. Last year he opened a beer shop in my hometown and he asked me to go help him because it's like a new business and he needed some help. So I started planning to move back last summer, so summer 2022. And so he needed me to be there by September because he wanted to start the season with me. And so I had to kind of like rush it a little bit and organized everything. And my boyfriend came with me, and so there was like a lot to do. But we in September, the 12th of September 2022, we took our trip to Italy. And we had our own apartment, and we brought all our stuff, and we were just, we started our life in Italy. um everything was fine except for me. I was okay the first few months, but then I started like feeling homesick. And I was like, okay, like homesick, it's normal. Like I was expecting to feel that. But it got to the point where it was really affecting my day to day life. Um, I just didn't realize how much of home is Florida now. I always thought, oh, Italy is home because that's where I was born and I was raised there. But I didn't realize how much I rooted here. And I have all my friends are here, and my mom, I'm really, really close to my mom, and I'm really, really close to my grandpa too. So I miss them so much. And then my life here was very different from my life over there, obviously, because like over there when we went was the start of the winter. So I haven't really had a winter in like almost 10 years. Like I always go visit at the end of the summer, so August, September. So really, I thought, I was like, whatever, like, yeah, it's gonna be cold, but I don't think I was really ready for how cold it was. And like my skin was super dry at all times, and I felt like super uncomfortable, like, just I didn't want to go outside ever. Like the cold would just make me so uncomfortable, and it would just put me in a kind of like bad mood. And then the days are dark. Like it would get dark around 3 p.m. and it's raining, and when it rains for weeks. And it was cold, and it just got colder with time, basically. And I tried to get used to that, and to like, focus on the business and stay busy mentally and physically and work out and try to meditate and all that stuff. But it was like I was repressing this feeling that deep down, like not even that deep down, like I knew that I didn't want to live there anymore. That didn't feel like home. It felt like I was just there to help out my dad, but then I was like counting the day of me coming back to Florida. And it got to the point where I didn't want to be on social media anymore, because that would just make me more sad to see Florida and, and all my friends. Like, so me and my boyfriend, we were basically just together all the time. Like obviously, like he doesn't know the language, so like he was with me all the time. And we didn't have our car, so we would take public transportation, which is fine. Like all those things, they don't matter, because I don't mind it at all, even though when it's cold it does a little bit, because waiting for the bus when it's freezing cold, it's painful. But yeah, so we didn't really have a social life, and most of my friends, it's been like they all moved to Europe, to other parts of Europe, like Spain's and stuff. So I didn't really have friends in my hometown, and so it was just us all the time, and we were basically just work, home, and thank God I was working out. That really really helped me a lot. And you know I wasn't going on social media. I wasn't like, I just kind of like isolated myself even more because how sad I felt. I just didn't want to see or hear from anybody from here because it would make me even more sad. And so we were supposed to stay there for the whole for 9 months, so until June. But honestly, I cut it short because I was getting pretty bad. I was getting really, really sad. Like, I was like almost like feeling depressed a little bit. I would cry a lot. Like, I would cry so much. Like, daily, I'll have like a cry. And it was very like, it was like very heavy crying and sad, and I just felt trapped, and I didn't um I just, I don't know, I felt like I didn't have a choice, like I was just there, and then I couldn't do it anymore. So I decided to come back. And this was around the beginning of February when I called my mom, and we started talking about it, and obviously she was like super happy. So we started planning our trip back. So we came back, now it's about almost like 10 days ago, and literally like I'm so happy to be back. I missed Florida so much. I This trip was like a big growth within myself. Like, I discover myself a lot, and I know that I want to live here. Like, I love Florida. I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to travel, but I want to stay here. This is where I'm happy. This is where I'm glowing. This is where I feel my best. And if I feel my best, I can also be my best self when I'm working on my business. And in general, like networking, like that just becomes so much easier, and it's natural for me to be sociable and talk to people. And that's what I found out. And then I also figure, like, a lot of like childhood trauma and like issues that I have, because being in the place where I was born and I was raised, like I figured, I connected a lot of dots, and I figured why I am the way that I am when it comes to certain situation. But that is for another video that we're gonna talk about this. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the clips of my trip. So from my hometown all the way to Miami, and when I saw my best friends and I surprised her, and then we're gonna have like a little talk on the beach. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and thank you for watching. We uh, we are about to leave the house. Everything is packed, ready, clean. So this is how much we're gonna be carrying around from one side of the world to the other. Right there, bro, we made it. I brought my food. Yeah.
I got some cold bread, eggplant thing, two brewskis to calm the anxiety down of all this coffee I ingested today.
So we're bored.
Already.
Yeah,
We're
we
like-
only have like 8 hours to go before we get on the plane. So
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7.5 hours. At least.
like 7 hours and 5 coffee later.
For real, man.
I'm fucking wired and tired. It's like, it's a fucking weirdest feeling. But we're getting
I
on
haven't felt
our
this in a while. This it's like post space.
space, yeah.
This space feeling.
We're getting on a first flight to Lisbon. It'll be 3 hours.
Isn't it 2?
I think it's 3.
Man.
Hopefully 2. I don't know.
No, it's 2. It's 2.
2. And then we got a 2-hour break, and then we go straight to Miami. Getting closer and closer. We are about to surprise my best friend, and I'm just gonna like walk in on her. She doesn't even know that I'm back. So, oh, I'm freaking out. It is the next day, and I'm just soaking it in because it's a beautiful day and it's warm, and my babies are right here, and it just feels so good to be home. And I have my coffee and be able to sit outside and enjoy the sun. And yesterday, catching up with like my best friend. It's gonna honestly today what I'm planning on doing is just grabbing my bike and going for a stroll by the beach and just literally rolling in the sand and touching the water because I don't know if I'm gonna get in, but I'm definitely gonna go to the beach. And it's just another day in beautiful Florida. I swear to God, I'm never leaving this place. But jet lag hasn't hit me too hard because I'm like so hyped and excited.
And that because we're so sleep deprived this past like 2 days that I don't even
True. We basically didn't sleep like the whole time. So we left Pescara at 6 p.m. on Sunday. And then we went on the bus ride to Rome for about like 3.5 hours and didn't sleep on that ride because I was super caffeinated, honestly. And then when we got to the airport, we basically had to wait. We got to the airport at 9:30 and we had to wait until like at least 5 or 4:30 a.m. to be able to check in our bags and then wait inside, and our flight was gonna be at 6:30. So we had like the whole night and we just chill, watch Netflix, and then we had to like move a bunch of stuff around because we had a lot of luggage. And then we finally, around 6:30, we took our flight from Rome to Lisbon, which I was trying to stay up for that flight.
No,
But it was a small plane, so there was not even like a screen or anything to do. So like it was tight. The only thing you could do it is basically sleep. I had by the time we got on that flight, I had at least like 5 or 6 coffee. Like, it was insane. I woke up in the middle of the flight where like my stomach was dying because it was just straight up caffeine and nothing else, you know. And when we got out of there, we had to wait for a little bus to take us to the airport, and that bus took like forever to take us back to the airport. But by the time we got to the gate, it was like
basically boarding time.
Yeah, basically boarding time. And I was hoping to be able to buy some food, and I'm looking for a place to eat, and there's literally nothing.
Yeah, that Lisbon airport has no good food over there.
Like, I saw that they have like a toast with butter and jelly, and I was like, can I just have the toast with jelly? And she was like,
we don't have toast.
I'm like, okay. Alright, then I'll get nothing.
Yeah,
I
last
got
year
a
when I was at
juice.
the
I ended up getting 2 sesame and chia, like little crunchy bars. 2 of those, and then a pack of Oreos because I was like, whatever.
If y'all don't know.
Oreos are vegan. I know. I looked it up. They are vegan. I look at the ingredients. They are the white stuff. It's just sugar and chemicals, but fuck it. And then on the flight, I watched the movie, and then they served the dinner. Or the lunch, whatever, between rice, beans, and chicken, and pasta. But the pasta was like ravioli filled with cheese. So I just had like the white rice and the bread. And then David had everything else. And then before we landed, they gave us like a little snack. Basically. So instead of getting to Miami at 2:30, we got at almost 4. And then, like, obviously, like, we got there, all our bags. I had to go to border control. Then, of course, I left one of my bags. Like, I had to go back. Like, I just, like, made it even longer. And then on top of that, when we got out, like, we didn't know where we were in the airport because we didn't come out from the typical, like, arrival, which is on the first floor. We came out of the 3rd floor. So my mom was waiting somewhere, and we weren't there. And then I didn't have any internet. So, like, I was, like, calling her off the Wi-Fi in the airport, which is not always great. And, yeah, that took, like, about an hour to find my mom. But then we finally did, and it was traffic jam in Miami, so it took like 2 hours to get back home. But
somehow we
a
made it.
total of like 27 hours of traveling is what we did. So I think it was enough for this year. Like any other trip that I'm taking is gonna be a road trip or something like that. Cause honestly, that was exhausting.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Especially with all the bags that we had. We
and
had
the jackets.
Cause we were wearing like layers. Cause it's cold in Italy, and then you get here and it's like 30 degrees. So
Not fun, man. Not fun.
I'm glad that it's over, and then now we can enjoy this beautiful weather and the bike rides and just my friends. I'm super, super happy. I feel like since I've gotten here, like I just feel like I'm back to life. I'm grateful. I appreciate everything and my life here and the people that are around me. And it's a new start. The growth that I had in these 5 months within myself, It was worth it. It was worth it. And it made me realize a lot of things about where I want to be and how lucky I am to live in this place and have my mom and my family around me that like support me. And yeah, I'm just really happy. The sun and the oceans are my elements, and I feel like they're literally charging me back up. And just riding my bike around and looking at the palm trees and people smiling and happy. It's like, it's really nice. It's nice. But yeah, that was our trip. So